Hey guys, welcome. I'm Excoundrel. I'm going to be going through a very basic TFT beginner guide in this video, and I'm going to do as much as I can to explain the game at its core concept level through some basic charts that you can see here, as well as going through some things online, and then we're going to play a game, and we're going to talk about all the decisions that are going on and about what you do on each round and so on and so forth. This is not supposed to be a high-level guide to teach you the really advanced topics. This is supposed to be if you're a beginner, you're new to TFT Mobile, you've just got access to the beta, or you are looking to get access as soon as the beta goes live in March for everybody. This is the video for you. If you've played auto chess, or you've played any kind of auto chess or auto battler genre like Underlords, this is going to feel very familiar to you. So feel free to skip through to the gameplay where we're sort of focusing on TFT orientated things. Because what I'm going to do right now is talk about the very basic concepts of TFT. So let's start off with champions and your units. So there is a shared pool of units between everybody. And you can see at the bottom over here, and I'm reverse. You see at the bottom over here where I'm pointing to? This right here is a list of the number of those units in the pool for each individual champion. So there are 29 individual one costs in the pool for everybody, which means at maximum of any one unit, we can see 3 3-stars, because it takes 27 total units to get to a 3-star. There is 22 2-cost units of each individual 2-cost, 16 of each individual 3-cost, 12 of each individual 4-cost, and there is only 10 of each individual 5-cost and 10 of Lux. So any individual Lux, there are only 10 of them in the game. I will talk about what Lux does a little bit later on, probably in the gameplay video, maybe if I get a chance to go through it beforehand. So those are shared between everybody in the game. When one person buys one of those 29, 22, 16, 12, or 10 units from each individual rarity, that takes the unit out of the pool until it is sold or that person dies, okay? So let's say I take one Renekton, which is a 1-cost. That means there are only 28 Renektons, not 29 left in the pool. If I die, or I sell Renekton, he goes back into the pool. This is important because if someone is buying the same types of units as you, the chance of you finding those units is going to go down. I'll talk about that in just a moment. We'll go into greater depth. You can see just above the panel of the champion size per champion pool, we've got a little a table here that shows you at what levels you find which sort of rarities. Obviously 1 being the most common and 5/7, which is Lux, being the most rare. You can find 1 costs at any stage in the game, level 1, 2, all the way up to 3, but as you go up in levels, the chances of finding the 1 costs decrease. This is important because if you're looking to get a 3-star early of a 1 cost, you're going to want to roll, or you're going to want to stay at a low level, because your chances of finding a 1 cost start to drop off after level 4 pretty significantly. 2 costs, they come in, they peak around level 6 and 5, and then they start to drop off. 3 costs come in at level 3 and they peak at level 8 and they stay around there. 4 costs come in at level 5 and they go all the way up and peak at level 9. And legendaries / Lux, so 5 costs and 7 cost units, come in at level 7 at a very low chance and peak at level 9 at 15%. So this gives you an indication about if you are looking for a certain unit, this table will help you figure out exactly what level you need to be to maximize your chances of finding that unit. If I then bring up this table here, this shows you how much you can sell each individual unit for. At 1 star, which I'll talk about the stars in a moment, but at 1 star, you can sell each of the individual units for the exact cost that you bought them at. When you get to 2-star and 3-star, those costs start to reduce significantly. So you can sell a 2-star 1-cost unit for exactly the same gold that you invested for. Unfortunately, with a 2-cost, you start to lose 2 gold. With a 3-cost, you're going to lose 4 gold. With a 4-cost, you're going to lose 6 gold, and so on and so forth. So you start to lose more gold. The only units that sell at the same value that you bought them for are the 1-stars of every unit and then the 2-star of the 1-cost. Otherwise, you're going to start to lose gold on selling, which is why it's sometimes not worth it to upgrade a unit that is like super high, like a 3 or 4 cost. It's not worth to get a 2-star of them if you're not intending on using them for the rest of the game. Obviously, there are situations that exempt that, but you know, that's the general rule of thumb. So what does it mean 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star? Well, basically, this is the power level of a unit. When you buy a unit, it is always 1 star. You will never be able to buy a unit and put it onto your board at higher than 1 star. You need to combine 3 of any of these units to automatically generate a 2 star. 2 stars are stronger, they have more HP, more attack, etc. They're just better overall versions of the 1 star unit. You then need to combine 3 2 stars to get a 3 star. So if by general maths, you're going to need 9 1 stars overall of any unit to get it to 3 star, because you're going to need 3 1 costs to get a 2 star, another 3 1 costs to get a 2 star, another 3 1 costs to get a 2 star, and then you combine all of those 2 stars to get a 3 star. 3 star is the final form of any individual unit in TFT. And the 3 star is obviously what you're aiming for if you're trying to build a comp. There will be certain compositions where a 3 star of a certain unit is the most important to go for. You'll find those in individual guides. It is very, very unlikely that you ever 3 star a 4 cost, a 5 cost, or Lux. Not only there are only 10 units in the shared pool overall of 5 costs and Lux, so you would have to get 9 out of 10 of them yourself to get the 3 star. It's pretty much the same with 4 costs. You would have to get 9 out of 12 of them to get the 3 star 4 cost. It's a little bit more feasible when it comes to 1, 2, and 3 costs, although you will be the only person with a 3 cost 3 star, because again, there is 16 of them in the pool, and if you need 18 to feasibly have 2 3 stars of a 3 cost. But with 1 costs and 2 costs, it is much more likely that you're going to be able to find yourself a 3 star version of them, because there are more shared units in the pool. Okay, let's take a look at, if I can just bring up this. So let's take a look at the champions in the pool of the 1 costs. There are 13 champions in total, 29 of each of them. Let's say I am focusing on getting a Diana, or let's say I'm focusing on getting a Vladimir. If I start to take these out of the pool, so let's say I get 8 of the 29, let's say no one else has bought any of them. There is now 21 of Vladimir or 21 of Diana in the pool, but there are still 29 of some of the rest of these. So the chances of finding a Diana or Vladimir goes down, because when you're rolling and the chance of a 1 cost comes up, it could be any of these 13. So not only do you have to hit the 1 in 13 chance that it is the unit that you want, you then have to then apply the odds of how many of them are left in the pool, because essentially they're all grouped up in the pool together, 29 times 13, and then obviously the more of them that you remove, the lower percentage chance that it's going to roll and end up on the 1 cost that you want. So that's how the collective pool works in finding your units. Same with 2 costs, there are 13. There is 13 3 costs, because Kiana this is all the same champion. Her affiliation or her tribe changes based on the map that you're playing on. In TFT, there are 4 different elemental maps. There is the Ocean, Mountain, Infernal, and Cloud maps to align with the way that League of Legends is played with the dragons, and her affiliation changes. When I talk about tribes, I'll talk about this in game more specifically, but essentially everyone has a race and a class. The race and class give you bonuses depending on how many of them you have and if you hit certain thresholds, but we won't go into that into too much detail. There are in total 10 4 costs, there are 6 5 costs, and there is just 1 Lux. Again, this is a little bit like Kiana. Her affiliation changes based on what shows up in your inventory. When you roll and you find a Lux, it will randomly assign one of these tribes or classes to Lux. If you take Lux, you will only ever see Lux of that tribe in your shop again. If you pass her, it might show up as something different next time. If you sell her and you have no Luxes left on your bench or your on your field, it will do the same. It will continue to reroll. Lux is a random. She can essentially help fill out certain types of compositions. It can be luck depending on which type of Lux that you find in the later stages of the game. So those are the champions. This is the items. So this works very differently to the likes of TFT and Underlords, where there are set item build paths. In TFT, it's quite fluid. So in TFT, you have item components, and you can see them at the top here: Brawler's Gloves, BF Sword, Needlessly Large Rod, Recurve Bow, Tear of the Goddess, Chain Vest, Negatron Cloak, Giant's Belt, and Spatula. These are the only items you will ever find unless you find completed items later on in the game, but for the most part, you'll only ever find components. So you're only ever going to find one of these, both on the carousel, which I'll talk about in game, and also when dropping from neutral rounds. You combine these units together, these items together, to make the items. All items build out of 2 components, and you put them together to build the item that you want. This sheet here shows you exactly which items combine together. So let's say I want to make a Hextech Gunblade, where I combine a Needlessly Large Rod and a BF Sword. I want to make a Seraphs, I combine two tiers. This is how it works. So you just basically have a look at a cheat sheet like this, and it will show you exactly what you need to know when it comes to the items. I'm not going to go through what the items do in its entirety, but what I will tell you is Spatula is the only one that is a little bit different from your classic items in auto battlers. Spatula, which has just been changed so that it's more difficult to find, and you can't guarantee that you're going to find one. Spatula doesn't do anything by itself, but if you combine it with other items, it basically allows you to apply it to a unit and give them a new class. So for instance, if you combine a Tear of the Goddess and a Spatula, you get a Mage's Cap, which makes the user also a mage, which can basically change the way that some compositions are played and allow you to make some fun and cool compositions. If you combine 2 Spatulas, you get something called a Force of Nature, which increases the number of units that you can have on the board at any one time. It's actually something that I haven't covered, but we'll cover in game, and I can actually, if I get rid of this window, I can actually bring it up in just a moment. Not this one, not this one, this one. Let's have a look a bit more in depth. The levels that I talked about earlier, level 1 to 9, this dictates how many units that you can have on the field at any one time. At level 1, you can only have 1 unit. At level 9, you can have up to 9 units. If you get a Force of Nature, you add 1 to whatever number level you are, and that's how many units that you can put on the field. We will talk about leveling up and that kind of stuff when we get into game, but basically you can invest gold that you make to buy levels, and that increases the levels over time. So we'll talk about that when we get into game. So that is the very core basics of TFT Mobile. Let's jump into a game, and we can sort of go through a game step by step. Hey guys, so we're in game now, and you can see immediately we're met with something called the Carousel. For those of you that have played other auto chess games, you probably won't recognize this. It's not a particularly recognizable part of normal auto chess or auto battler games, but essentially this is something that's quite unique to TFT, and it's something that you'll see a lot of. The carousel is essentially a rotating, as it is, I guess let's put it as it's literally a carousel of champions that rotate, and they all have an item attached to them. Now, my basic piece of advice when dealing with the carousel is don't worry about the champion most of the time. Worry about the item. The item is the most important thing. Most of the time you're gonna sell the champion that the item is attached to, but you're gonna want to obviously get the item that works for you the best. In this instance, I just picked up a Tear. Tear is pretty adaptable. It can do a lot of things in the game. Plus, I have no idea what the items are in terms of meta right now, as I haven't played as much TFT as I would have liked. But all I'm going to do here is I'm going to sell 2 of those. How much? I'm just going to buy everything. Literally just going to buy everything on this rotation here. Again, the reason I buy everything is because I want to increase the chances of me finding pairs, and then eventually 2 stars. 2 stars are what helps you get through the early game, can set you up for a win streak, and your aim should pretty much always be to try and win streak. You just want to try and get the best composition possible as soon as possible. So I haven't really explained gold in this game. I briefly explained levels in the intro, but essentially, after the first few rounds, and we don't need to worry about the first few rounds too much, but essentially once you get into the full game, which is, oh my goody godness, what am I going to sell here? One second, guys, let me just work this out, and then I'll get back onto talking about the game. Where have my champions gone? I do have champions, right? They just seem to have disappeared. This is definitely... Oh, there we go. Zara's come back now. She's come back to me. So basically, every round you're going to get yourself a basic 5 gold. That basic 5 gold is... Oh my god, I'm getting loads of gold here. I can sell things? I don't know what to sell. I'm lagging out really bad. Okay, so we've got that. Give me 1 second, guys. Again, I am just trying to work out what the hell I'm doing. So we've got woodland. This is rather... This is a lot going on in the first few rounds here. I'm going to get up to 10 gold. I'm going to get up to 10 gold and just live at 10 gold. I think that's fair. Actually, let's get rid of Kog'Maw. We're probably playing Ocean Mages this turn, so we're going to buy this guy. Okay, so every round, you're going to get 10 gold. That 10 gold... I'm gonna just cut this bit and start again. You're going to get 5 gold every round. That is your basic income. If you win a round, you're going to get another 1 gold. If you then have 10 gold, you're going to get 1 gold interest, and that interest goes all the way up to 50 gold, where you end up getting 5 gold. So you can get interest from 10 gold to 50 gold, and at 20 gold, 30 gold, 40 gold, you're going to get 2, 3, 4 gold respectively. Then you also have the chance to get extra gold if you're on a win or a loss streak. Oh, I've got Zyra. I also have that. That's nice. I'm just going to leave my woodland on for the time being, because why not? You're then going to get, here you'll see win and loss streaks. So I'm on a loss streak right now, but the gold values are exactly the same for the win streaks. So between 2 and 3 wins or losses, you're going to get an extra 1 gold. Between 4 and 6 wins and losses, you're going to get an extra 2 gold. And for 7 plus, you're going to get an extra 3. So let's calculate the theoretical maximum you can make per term. You've got 50 gold, so you get 5 interest gold, 5 basic gold, and you're on a 7 plus win streak, you get 3 extra. If you win the round, you then get 1 extra, which gives you 14. 14 is the maximum amount of gold you can make per round. But essentially, all you really need to be worried about is the interest gold. That's the most important one to manage. Lose streaking gold is important, but for new players, you should just be concerned about the interest gold. So you want to be aware of the gold that you've got in your bank and how much interest gold that is getting you per round, because the more interest gold you make, the more you have to spend on things that you like champions. This is good. This is a nice little upgrade for me. I can't actually see any of my champions right now, which is definitely going to be an issue. Wonder if I do this and then do this. No, I don't seem to have any of my champions. Maybe closing and reloading would be a good idea. It's probably going to take me forever to load into the game, but let's just see if we can do it. So yeah, you're going to get that. That's how you calculate how much gold you're making per term. Then we're going to talk about building team compositions. So it is important when you're playing that you think about the type of team compositions that you're going to want to build. You can find that kind of information on websites like tftactics.gg or using the Blitz app or whatever you want to. There's lots of online resources about finding out the best meta compositions. I am not going to talk you through the best meta compositions right now, just simply because there's a lot going on for it. I got absolutely battered, it looks like. Looks like I got absolutely slammed. But at least I can see my champions again. Alright, we're at the Carousel. We're probably playing Ocean Mages, so we're going to want this item over here. At least we want the needlessly large rod. And okay, good, because now I can get the needlessly large rod. So there was one over there as well. So the needlessly large rod is an item that combines to make a lot of good mage items, so it's just good to have it on board. For instance, I don't know if it tells you. I'll show you, because you can hover over like this and you can see what items are being made, basically. I haven't really got many great mage items right now, but I think the needlessly large rod is definitely going to help me out. We also have the chance to get a spatula and go for a mage cap, which would be pretty good because we can increase the number of mages that we've got. Okay, so what have we got here? I usually think this is a good time to level up. And I'm going to put on a Thresh. Thresh is a good unit to put on. I'm going to put Zyra on over here, like this. I'm going to put Thresh on over here. And we are going to keep the Woodland bonus on. I like to level up on this round. It's called leveling up on curve. It just makes things a little bit easier. But I'm going to just carry on like this. Don't want to buy any of these units. So I'm just going to... I mean, Talia's alright. Talia's alright for mages. Alright, this guy's got... he's also potentially got mages. He's got a Vladimir level 2. He's actually got another Vladimir on his bench as well. And we are getting battered. Absolutely bonked. Wasn't even close. Was not even close. But that's okay, because I've got more gold. We're playing the long con game here. He's playing Infernals, so he's got a Kindred, and he's got 2... Zyras. When I talk about synergies, these are the ones here. For instance, I've got 2 synergies activated right now. Let's have a look here. Is that double Malzahar? It's also an Ash. Could we play Rangers? Or should we just go maybe Summoners? Is there a Summoner build that works okay? I don't think we've got the items to play rangers, but I'm not going to turn down potential summoners when I see them. So let's just work with summoners for the time being. Let's talk about the synergies. So I've got here Woodland and Druid. I've got an activated Woodland, one random Woodland champion copies. I've also got Druid, which means Druids regenerate 45 health per second. So I've got these units on the field, and so they're activating these synergies. Synergies basically define the game. Synergies are essentially what you use to gauge your compositions by. So you have, like I said, plenty of different comps that you can build. I'm not going to tell you the builds that you have, but there are plenty of different ones out there, so you can definitely go and take a look at them. So we're on the Krugs now. Oh, we've got an Ivan. Great. I'm going to sell Talia here. Not really getting any clear direction for composition right now. So this is another neutral round. Neutral rounds are usually pretty easy to beat. And these neutral rounds drop items or gold or champions or whatever. They're essentially the way that you generate items, a little bit like an irregular auto battler. I shouldn't have any issues beating this this neutral round, or at least I hope. That's an item. That is a Negatron Cloak, which gives me Ionic Spark. I've got Luden's Echo, which is not particularly good. Morellonomicon, which is good. Yeah, Morellonomicon's a good item. And we're going to get a Spatula and another tier. So we are 100% looking to play some kind of mage composition right now. So I think I'm just going to sell off all my summoners, because we do really want to play some kind of mage composition. Let's still put him there, and let's put him there. So I do want Talia then. I actually want to find Talia. I need to find Syndra. I need Nautilus, Vigar. I also need Brand. So I actually need to go back and look for some of those units. I might level up and roll down in the next few turns to try and find those units and get back into a position where we're doing pretty good. So this guy's got level 3 Ivan already. He appears to have hyper-rolled Woodlands, which is a very old-school strategy, which I don't even know if it really is particularly good anymore. But on this next turn, I'm gonna level up and roll down. I haven't got any hotkeys set up, so this is going to take me a little while to do. But let's just see how it goes. Nautilus, that's what we're after. Nautilus is a good pickup, so we're going to level up. Put him on. And then we are going to roll down. So what do we need? We need Talia. We definitely need Talia. We need Nautilus. We need that. We need that. Nice. Probably good enough to take him off. Probably actually take off LeBlanc. Put on him. I've got a Talia, which I should have put on as well. I'll roll down a bit more after this round. We also have items that we want to put on people. The Mage Cap is really good on Malphite, because he can get a chance to use a double ultimate, which is really nice. Is this guy playing Hyper Roll Lights? Looks like it. Okay, so I'm going to have to roll down a bit further. Again, I don't have a hotkey, so it's going to take me a little while to do. But let's just see how we do on this. Thresh, Vladimir, brilliant. Okay, so we've got Vladimir in. So Vladimir can come in for him. And we can put Talia in. I'm not going to be using this girl anymore. Probably was better to keep her over the... probably put Vladimir over here. Alright, let's give him a mage cap so we can have mages. That's pretty nice. We could also give him Morellonomicon, which is actually pretty solid. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give him a Morellonomicon. And then we want to get him to level 2. I'm actually pretty comfortable with my comp right now. We don't need to roll down all the way because we've actually got a pretty solid comp. We have got 3 mage synergy right now, which is good. I just need to get Malphite level 2, which would be fantastic. Big shield on him as well, which is awesome. Bam, we hit Cogmore. We do want to find Brand. We want to we want to go for 6 mages, basically, and we win. Okay, nice. So I'm actually pretty confident to just start getting back up to 50 gold now. I'm pretty confident. What other items? We want brand, right? We want brand, but I think we really do want a another tier. So I'm going to take the tier. The reason I want another tier is it's going to get me seraphs, which is really important for brand. So I'm going to take the seraphs for brand. And then if we can get the chance, we will end up doing something else, but Swordbreaker is not particularly good. So I'm probably going to wait for some more items before I think about combining these. Let's focus on getting to level 7 now and finding a brand, because that's important. And then we want to get a Syndra, we want to get a Vigar. Syndra would allow us to have 4 I'm going to take that one guy. I'm going to sell him. Syndra would allow us to have 4 oceans, so I'll take him out when I find Syndra. So we're doing. I'm pretty happy with where we are right now. We're actually in a really good spot. Even though we're last, we're 55 HP. We've actually got a really good comp set up. We just need to get our mages that we need. So we need brand. This guy's got brand. He's obviously searching for it because it's infernal. So I am competing with this guy for brand. He's also got a lot of Vladimir's, but that's okay because he's playing infernal and Vladimir's not that good for infernal. Yeah, we just one-shot the brand. So it's the Varus that's an issue right now. Okay, so we need to just kill the Varus. And we are getting a lot of damage on him. Ah, he beat me. Well, we tried. I don't think there's anything here that we want. So we're just going to wait. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Don't think there's anything here that we want. I think we're going to chill. We might go to level 7 after the wolf round and roll down, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm obviously going to get a Seraphs for my brand when I find one. Who's the guy? This guy is obviously rolling all of his gold away, so he's got 2 brands right now. He's been a bit lucky. He's also found a lot of Vladimir's, so I'm not expecting to get a Vladimir 3 in this game. It's going to be unlikely, but that's okay, because if I get a Malphite 2 and a brand 2, we're perfectly fine. This guy's got a Dragon's Claw, which is a very sensible item versus mages, of course. Haven't found any Syndras yet, I don't think. It's a really, really good Malphite ultimate, but I don't think it's going to save me. He's this guy's the first place player in the lobbies. He just absolutely stomped me. These guys, none of these guys have got any gold, by the way. So I'm hoping that I'm going to win out through pure economy. Nautilus 2, that's great. Let's level up a little bit. So we've got Nautilus 2 now, which is fantastic. So we're basically now just looking for Syndra and Brand, and then we also want to fit in a Vigar. So actually we do need level 8 to make this comp like work 100%. I think having 6 mages is probably more important than having 4 oceans. So I'd probably get rid of one of the oceans. What I've got here, I've got another spatula. Oh, wait a second. I can make another mage. I can have 2 mages. I can get 6 mages early. Don't even need the Vigar. Who would I give the other mage to, though? Oh, I don't know. There's Syndra. Okay, so now we've got the... We've actually got the mages. Kind of tempted to just do this. No, we want him to be on the ocean. Okay, so we want to actually go to level 7. I guess just put him on for the time being. Okay, let's roll down on the next turn. I don't know who to give a mage. I don't know who to give another mage cap to. Usually it would be Annie, but we'll just have to see. We've got 2 mage caps, which is, I mean, this is very lucky. You don't usually get 2. You don't usually get 2 mage caps in one game. I also need to find 2 Malphites. Yeah, this woodland guy is a weak right now, so we're doing fine. Nice. We're level 7, so he's level 5 as well, so... Okay, so we've got Brand. Nice. There's also a Vigar. So let's just put this on the brand. No. This on the brand for the time being. We have another Zed? No. Talia, yes. Syndra, yes. Syndra, yes. Syndra. Talia. Wonder if we just go to level 8 and find another mage that isn't Vigar. Like, what could we get? We could get a Mumu mage. Can you imagine that? That would be insane. Yeah, I think we should go for a Mumu mage. We definitely go for a Mumu mage. Let's go. Level 8, a Mumu mage. How much gold do I need to get to level 8? A bit too much right now. That's fine. I actually don't think I need to roll extensively. Like, I'm obviously looking for a Malphite too, but I actually don't need to roll extensively right now. We have 5 out of 6 mages, but I really want a Mumu as my next mage, so I'm gonna wait. Because a Mumu as another mage would be so insane. Like, we'd be popping off with a Mumu as another mage. Then I need to think about what items I could get from the Negatron cloak. Let's have a look. We got this. We could have GA. I think we could get GA for Malphite, which is really important. Actually, no, we've already got the Ocean on him, so we could get Locket the Iron Solari, which would be really nice actually for the front line, especially. So let's get Locket the Iron Solari. It's a good item. On this carousel, we are 3rd from the bottom, so we're still in a good spot to be able to get a carousel item. The lower you are on the health standings, the quicker you get to choose on the carousel. So I want the Yasuo or the Scion right now. I want the Yasuo. There we go. So now we've got a Locket the Iron Solari. What could we get from the Negatron cloak that would be any good? We could maybe get Ionic Spark, or we could have Dragon's Claw for my brand potentially. There's lots of things that we could have with that. I think Ionic Spark or Zephyr would be the best. We'll have to just see what we get from the Raptor round. I almost think giving Locket the Iron Solari to a Mumu is just better. So if I go to level 8, giving Locket the Iron Solari to a Mumu would be a really good idea. I'm not going to take Nautilus because I don't need him. Should we go to level 8 now? Yeah, let's just go to level 8. Refresh. Annie will do for the time being. So I can... Basically, I can do this on Annie for the time being. And it would be a pretty good investment. And then I can replace it for a Mumu. Brand. Nice. Not going to refresh any more than this. We want more Malphites and more brands. But we have 6 mages now, which is really awesome. We're guaranteed our double casts. Which basically means we're just going to be tearing everybody apart. Which we are. We are tearing everybody apart. I'm glad that we went to level 8 when we did. We went to level 8 super early. And that has helped us massively basically activate our full composition. You would never usually get this many spatulas, guys. This is a little bit overkill. Let's take this. I think it's Syndra's. Yeah, Syndra's pretty good to get. She'd be a lot of damage. Not actual Lucasade, by the way, guys. This is just water. So we need brand level 2 and Malphite level 2 as a priority. And then I think we can replace Annie for a Mumu. Because that would also get me 4 Wardens, which would be absolutely insane. Especially versus a comp like this would do really well. Oh, that's a big hit. Malphite on the tear. Yeah. A Mumu would be the most ideal upgrade right now. This guy's still level 5. Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see a level 5 player at the Raptor rounds just trying to hyper roll too many things at once. Okay, here's the Raptors. Again, I'm not going to actually roll down right now. Might get rid of the Talia. Nah, do you know what? I don't need to. I don't need to. No, it's not worth the one. If I'm just going to buy the Talia back at some point, it's probably not worth to lose it for the interest gold. Okay, so we're just waiting. As I said, like, Annie's just a placeholder right now. But Malphite's like the big boy. Malphite does the work. So what did I get here? I literally just got... Oh, I got a Dragon's Claw, basically. Oh, no, there's something else. There's something else. I got a Quicksilver. That's actually pretty good. I could give that to Amumu. It's another one of those. Let's just roll. Amumu. There we go. I could have a level 2 Annie here, but Amumu is just the big boy. Amumu is the real deal. And we can give him the Quicksilver as well. So we're looking for a brand now. There's another Malphite. That's so big. Another Syndra. A Glacial Lux. Interesting. Another Amumu. Oh, boy. Level 2 Amumu. How insane would that be? Watch the Amumu. Watch the Amumu here. Watch him. Just watch him. Just watch him. We got him. We got him, boys. Okay, so we have one Negatron Cloak left. I think the next Carousel round actually gives you full items. So this Negatron Cloak can probably just go on anybody. What I'm looking for in the next Carousel is either another Seraphs or a Rabadons. Don't think anyone's got Rabadons, so it's more likely that I end up with the Rabadons. That's really big, and that's a huge upgrade for me. I'm going to just take it. A level 2 Amumu with this composition would be absolutely broken. We could play a brand here as well. Obviously, I need a brand upgrade, but I mean, whew, you don't usually get this lucky. You don't usually get this lucky. I'm going to be honest, getting 2 mage caps in one game is absolutely insane. This is like getting first place winnable, essentially. The next upgrade would potentially be to go... the next upgrade would be to go and get an Infernal. Maybe an Annie, but more likely if I could get an Infernal Lux, that'd be awesome. God, we are absolutely crushing people out here. We are crushing people with this build. I mean, the build is insane. We are doing some insane work. I'm actually just not going to take anything. I'm going to relax. We are going to relax at the moment. I'm never going to get a Malphite 3, so let's just work with the Malphite 2. Which does a lot of magic damage. 1,000 if I get him to level 3, which is just insane. I could have given the Morellonomicon to the Amumu as well. Perfectly fine. Oh, I've got Amumu too. We'll just... Amumu 2 would be really good. This guy's still hyper-rolling the Woodlands. Again, Woodlands, hyper-roll. It's a bit old school. Oof. Oof. Absolutely crushing. You just don't really have the damage. You're supposed to beat people out by being level 3, but you got it a little bit too late, and also hasn't like followed up with anything afterwards either. So here's the Carousel. We are looking for exactly that brand. We're looking for that brand exactly. If I could get that brand, okay. Well, I'm going to take the Morellonomicon instead then. The Mage Cap could do, but I've already got 6 mages, so it's kind of pointless. I just take the Morellonomicon here. The brand with the Seraphs would be absolutely insane. How many brands is this guy holding on to? He's not. He's just got... I don't know what items he's got on it. But the Morellonomicon is something that I can give to... I can just give it to brand. To be honest with you. Don't really know who to give this magic resist to. I'll probably just give it to this guy. It's not the best item on brand, to be honest, but since he's going to get a guaranteed double cast, it's okay. I don't know whether to go to level 9 or just roll it for the brand and the Amumu. I think maybe rolling it for the brand and the Amumu is pretty good. I'm going to beat this guy, surely. He is hyper-rolled lights, and he's got a very, very good vein on the back line that's not touched right now. But I think he's just going to die. He hasn't got any lifesteal on the Vayne, which is the problem. Goodbye, friend. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm probably going to roll down for the Amumu and the Brand. I don't think going to level 9 is actually going to get me much, apart from maybe an Inferno. And I don't think the Inferno wins me the game. I could also get level 3 Syndra here as well. Potentially, anyway. Let's have a look. I'll basically stop when I find a Brand. I'll take the Vladimir. Not taking the Nautilus's Talia. Brand. There we go. Don't need any more. God, I really want the Amumu. I really do want the Amumu. Stay at 10. We're pretty close. This is the other Ocean Mage player. Cool. He has now got the Brand with the Seraphs, which is what he wanted, of course. I'm doing fine though. We've got no problems here. Goodbye, friend. Absolutely stonked him. That is a light Lux, not what I'm after. We are after. That is like one of the most useless items I could ask for off this. This guy's playing. Is this guy playing the Shadow comp? He is. I don't think he beats me though. How much gold has he got? Not a lot. He's level 7 as well. What items he's getting? He's getting Ludens, which is much better than for me. This item's like nigh on useless for me. I have no Berserkers. Alright. Who am I going to give this to? Probably just give it to the Nautilus. The wearer is also a Berserker. Yeah, I don't really want anyone else to jump to the front line. So we're just looking for an Amumu. Syndra. Could take that to deny. But I'm more interested in finding my Amumu. If we even get that far. Which I don't think we will. Well, this is actually going pretty well for him. Going very well for him. Ooh! I need to reposition a bit. Okay. So he's not gonna. I need my guy. This guy to cast almost immediately. We need a level 2 Amumu. That would be great. There's another Syndra. So just reposition to get right in front of him. So I'm hoping. I just need. Oh, he ulted the bloody minions. That's the problem. He ulted the minions. But however, this has worked out much better. He's now Nautilus. I think I'm going to lose to the Malzahar. I can't even see the HP of the Malzahar. That's a problem. Oof. Okay. Okay, we can't find it. I mean, let's have a look at his positioning. And move him there. I think this is okay. Oh, I really could do with a. I really could do with the level 2 Amumu. This is going to attack the furthest. Please don't ult the. Okay, that's a way better ult. That is a much better ult. Okay, nice. It basically, if my Malphite doesn't ult the Malzahar minions, we're probably fine. Right, please give me the Amumu. What item would be really good for me here? GA? Jeweled crystal thing. The jeweled crystal thing would be very good for me. I can give that to Brand. Okay. Amumu. Okay. I guess just give that to her so she can cast instantly. So she just casts her, hopefully her ult. Oh, they've switched sides. Okay. I was too busy checking other things. Okay, nice. We got a level 2 Amumu. That's a good Malphite ultimate. Is it doing its job? Yeah, level 2 Amumu is actually doing its job really well, and we're fine. We win. We win. I didn't change the positioning, but level 2 Amumu changed the game for me, and then also the Jewel Crystal on the Brand meant that I crit with his ult. There we go. That was TFT Mobile. That's a really good comp to play as well. So if you're looking for a comp to get you started, it's called Ocean Mages. Really, really good. You kind of need a mage cap to do it as well. It's an awesome build.